This is the award-winning Brooklyn College News,
covering New York City and your neighborhood.
A push in New York State to help undocumented immigrants get a driver's license and even vote.
Low-wage workers on strike for better pay.
And catch a high jump in the middle of Herald Square. Those stories and more, starting now.
Welcome to Brooklyn College News. I'm Kadir Tusula.
And I'm Christian Colon. More than 3 million undocumented immigrants live here, and now they may get a chance to come out of the shadows.
A state senator offered plans to give them New York citizenship and more. Stephanie Castro reports.
New York is mine! New York is mine!
Lady Liberty served as a backdrop for immigrants and advocates calling for reform.
You want to pursue the dream, but not having a social security number, saying that you're undocumented, it's almost impossible to reach that goal.
New York Senator Gustavo Rivera proposed a bill to give legal status to illegal immigrants in New York.
If someone can demonstrate proof of identity, live here for 3 consecutive years, pay taxes for 3 consecutive years, agree to serve on jury duty, and to obey the laws of the state of New York, that person will be given documents that say that they're a citizen of the state of New York.
They'd also be eligible for financial aid for higher education, health care, a driver's license, and the right to vote.
The idea of immigrant voting is the suffrage movement of our time. And this is part of the struggle for true human rights, which is what the immigrant rights movement is about.
Rebecca White of La Fuente, a nonprofit immigrant rights coalition, says legal status is vital.
My own family came here for a better life, and we have a responsibility as citizens to make that happen for newer folks.
Nancy Paredo doesn't speak English and is terrified that she and her family will be deported or separated. Let us be a part of this country. Please let us contribute with you, because New York is our home, as it is yours. Advocates introduced the idea to start the conversation. They know it's going to be a tough fight to make the proposal law. Stephanie Castro, Brooklyn College News.
Hashtag Remember Our Boys. On social media, the world mourns 3 Israeli boys found dead in the West Bank. Elizabeth Alazalde has been following the story since the boys disappeared.
These young men joined a prayer vigil outside the Israeli consulate. They hoped the boys would be found alive.
In any country, whether it be Israel, Nigeria, girls were kidnapped there too, nobody should have to walk around in fear for their lives.
But 2 weeks later, the bodies were found near the West Bank city of Hebron. Naftali Frankel, one of the boys, was an American citizen whose family moved from Israel to Flatbush. He was buried beside his friends, Gilad Shar and Iyal Yifra. Social media quickly filled with these photos from the funeral and the hashtag Remember Our Boys. We saw heartbreaking photos of the funeral and of Naftali's parents mourning his death. It's thought that Hamas operatives grabbed the boys when they were hitchhiking home from yeshiva. Hamas denies it. Many of the people on Twitter are strangers who share their sense of loss and offer their condolences to the families. Elizabeth Alazalde, Brooklyn College News.
After the funeral, a 17-year-old Palestinian, Mohammed Abu Qadir, was kidnapped and killed in East Jerusalem. Palestinians say it was a crime of retribution for the deaths of the Israeli boys. Prime Minister Netanyahu said no one should take the law into their own hands, but angry Palestinians rioted and clashed with police. You know the super in your building. Maybe you know the handyman too. But do you ever think about what they earn? Often it's low pay for hard work.
Workers at a Village luxury condo went on strike for higher pay. Cindy Nanclares reports.
Protesters tried to get attention for their cause. They want to join a union. Workers at the printing house condo in the West Village want to sign on with SEIU 32BJ. They rallied outside the building and hope to get attention of the condo's managers.
They told me indirectly that if we continue with the support of the union, they were either going to look for a way to transfer me to another building or terminate my employment.
They gave out flyers, waved signs, and used a big union rag to call for higher pay, better benefits, and better working conditions. Right now, Michael earns about $36,000 a year.
I'm the doorman, the concierge, and it's like most big buildings like this, you have 2 people working in front, but you got one guy doing everything.
The SEIU 32BJ represents 30,000 workers in residential buildings all over New York City.
People have the right to organize into a union, and people have the right to be recognized and bargain collectively so that they can improve their wages and benefits.
Workers did win the support of some condo owners.
They've been loyal and dedicated and responsible employees. Those of us who rely on them and their services are very supportive of their being unionized to avoid this continued exploitation.
SEIU told me the workers need to be patient and wait for the owner's decision. Cindy Claris, Brooklyn College News.
When the 9/11 Memorial Museum opened, people complained immediately about the cost of admission. It's $24 for most and $18 for students and seniors.
But it's free on Tuesday nights from 5 to 8. Whatever the price, Jody Ann Williams tells us it's memorable.
We came here in remembrance of those who lost their lives. My daughter's best friend lost her boyfriend here. They were planning to get married.
Reverend Hall connects with the 9/11 Memorial on a personal level like so many others. But people from all over the world get something special from their visit to the site and new museum.
It's not only a change to the Americans, it's a change to the whole world, also to us in Denmark.
Our cameras could only shoot from far away, but the museum provided this video to give us a glimpse of what it looks like. The museum completes the 9/11 memorial to the nearly 3,000 who died at the World Trade Center during the terrorist attacks.
The best thing I liked is just including the names of the victims because I think it makes it more personable.
It shows the twisted iron and the foundations of the towers. It's filled with the debris-covered belongings of rescue workers, damaged emergency vehicles, and the shoes people lost as they ran for their lives.
It's just knowing that we live in a country who can take things such as that and turn it around for good.
9/11 family members get in for free. For others, the price is $24 and $18 for students and seniors. The price is controversial because it seems expensive, but museum officials point out the museum gets no federal funding and needs the money to maintain and run it. Jody Ann Williams, Brooklyn College News.
When we come back, Marcus Lloyd gives advice to make you a social media expert.
And you'll want to see a sky-high pool vault sure to amaze you.
Stay tuned. Brooklyn College News will be right back.
You wouldn't let money just blow out of your house. So when your AC or heater is on, make sure the doors, windows, and fireplace flue are shut tight. If you're headed out, turn down the AC or lower the heat by 10 degrees. And always keep your water heater set at 120. A little bit of common sense goes a long way. Get more great tips at energysaver.gov.
Maybe he's really focused.
Hey, Michael. Michael. Maybe he likes spinning the wheels.
Maybe he just loves trucks.
Maybe he's just being a boy.
Preoccupation with objects is one early sign of autism. Learn the others today. The sooner it's diagnosed, the better.
So who's going to do what?
I'll pack the dead batteries.
Great.
I'll only put what I don't need into a duffel bag.
Perfect. That's totally unhelpful.
No problem.
Meanwhile, I will try to comfort everyone by speaking in a calm voice. And who is going to handle supplies?
I can forget to do a list for us.
Thanks, pal.
We couldn't be any less prepared. I'm proud of you guys.
Talk to your kids about who to call, where to meet, what to pack. Search Ready Kids at nyc.gov or call 311.
Can you score 40 goals in a season?
Can you sacrifice yourself to stop a puck?
Can you lead a team through the Stanley Cup playoffs?
Can you return us to glory? As fans of the sport of hockey, we're proud to help the You Can Play project and professional hockey players spread the simple message of support for LGBT athletes worldwide.
If you can play,
you can play.
If you can play,
you can play.
If you can play, you can play.
Welcome back to Brooklyn College News. I post pictures on Facebook and Instagram to share with my friends. We all do it, right?
That's why a program that wants to encourage kids to stay in school used social media in a contest. They offered a big cash prize and a meeting with a rap star. Rebecca Ibarra reports.
High school students from the tri-state area couldn't get enough of rap star Diggy Simmons. He congratulated them for keeping up their grades and staying in school.
I want to thank you guys for making me proud, making everybody in this room proud.
More than 4,000 students throughout the country submitted pictures of themselves. They also wrote a short post explaining why school is important. Some of the winning teens got to see their faces up on a Times Square billboard.
It was as hard to get your picture in the Times Square yearbook as it was to get into an Ivy League college.
Get Schooled, a not-for-profit, ran the competition.
Get Schooled is focused on using the best of media and entertainment, all the things that get kids excited, and infusing that with their education.
Ariana Medina. Ariana Medina won the big prize, a $10,000 scholarship sponsored by Taco Bell.
It's going to mean so much to my mom that she doesn't have to work as hard. I mean, obviously she still does, but I don't know, she's amazing.
Keep an eye out on Instagram and Twitter as organizers hope this event attracts even more students next year. Rebecca Ibarra, Brooklyn College News.
Almost 2 million New Yorkers don't speak or read English. Others don't have high school diplomas. People rallied outside City Hall and said it's never too late to learn. Lisa Rodolico has the story.
Activists filled City Hall Plaza. They want attention and money for adult literacy programs.
We want to empower all adults of all ages. Our classes run from ages 17 to 70, so it's never too late to finish your education.
Manhattan Borough President Gail Brewer says the programs are important for the economy.
People learn English, then they help people get their GED. If they don't have it, then they help them get a job.
Kevin runs a GED program with the United Neighborhood Houses of New York.
I feel really strongly that people who work hard should be able to move forward, and when they're not given the resources to put up their skills, it's not fair.
Researchers say lower literacy equals lower earnings. In the Bronx, 30% live in poverty and 30% of the residents didn't graduate from high school. Advocates say they want political leaders to understand the importance of their programs. Reporting from City Hall, Lisa Rodolico, Brooklyn College News.
The city is spending hundreds of thousands of dollars to renovate a dog park in Dyker Heights, but some neighbors think it's a big waste of money.
Owners walk their dogs on the sidewalk because the Dyker Heights Dog Run is getting a makeover to segregate big dogs from small dogs. Locals say the changes are a waste of time and money.
Just keep them all together. I mean, big dogs and small dogs can play with each other.
The city budgeted $650,000 for the project. They want to protect smaller dogs from aggressive big ones. Some owners think that the changes will make the run safer.
They separate the large dogs from the small dogs. So it seems like a good idea.
Park regulars blame the dog owners for the run being unsafe.
Well, to tell you the truth, I brought him there and he was attacked by a dog, so I didn't really, go too much. The problems are the people, not the dogs.
If you have a dog and it's not friendly, you shouldn't be bringing it to a dog park anyway.
The New York City Parks Department tells us that the renovations will include a new gravel surface, fences, benches, and a new drinking fountain for people and dogs, as well as decorative plantings. I'm Steve Lafredo, Brooklyn College News.
It's been 25 years since Spike Lee's iconic film, Do the Right Thing, portrayed racial tension in Brooklyn.
To celebrate the anniversary, Lee held a block party, and Taisha S.B.N.I was there.
I never knew I'd be here 25 years later still celebrating the film.
The film, Do the Right Thing, depicted racial tensions in the 80s in Brooklyn.
I tell you about that noise! What I tell you about them pictures!
To celebrate the anniversary, Lee planned a block party and got politicians at Borough Hall behind him.
Well, to be honest with you, anybody who knows Bedford-Stuyvesant and Northern Crown Heights knows that we love to celebrate block parties.
The entire film, Do the Right Thing, was shot on one block, Stuyvesant Avenue, between Quincy and Lexington.
And now it's dubbed Do the Right Thing Way, and on the day of the block party, hundreds filled the Bedford-Stuyvesant street.
I feel like anytime when you can get a group of people together to just hang out, vibe out, and just spread love with each other and not be on some negative nonsense, it's a beautiful thing.
You're going to meet some people here that are not from Brooklyn, but Spike's having a party, so I'm going to come check it out.
He was right. People who loved the movie came from across the country and Europe.
I liked the way it came out, and it kind of touched us in Europe too. And you hear music connects people.
I'm having a really fun time. Spike Lee, surrounded by bodyguards, played master of ceremonies and posed for photos.
And he started in Brooklyn, and what a way to do it here.
People at the block party like his movies and appreciate what he has done for Brooklyn, and hope Lee comes back again. Taisha S.B.N.I, Brooklyn College News.
Tech and social media open up a lot of ways to promote business. Marcus Lloyd is here with a couple of new tips to help you promote your brand.
If you want to turn yourself, product, or company into a brand, social media is the way to do it. Maximizing your messaging is very important to your social media success. Hootsuite is a free social media tool that allows you to manage multiple accounts at once. It also has an analytics feature that shows you which tweets you send out are getting the best response. This shows you exactly what your followers are into and what they like from your account. Facebook actually has its own built-in analytics page called Insights. It gives you detailed information about your fan base. It shows the fan's age, gender, and it even shows you what cities your fan lives in. This allows you to craft your messaging to be as specific as possible for your fans. Using these helpful tools will help you figure out what's working and what isn't working for you. Back to you.
Now let's send it over to Steve Lafredo for sports.
Thanks, Christian. Our big sports story today takes us to Herald Square. Athletes showed off their track and field skills to inspire young New Yorkers. Video journalist Elizabeth Caholo captured the jaw-dropping high jump.
Up goes the bar, and female pole vaulters attempt a staggering 15.5-foot jump. She doesn't make it, but then New York's own Olympic gold medalist Jen Sir tries it and clears it. Look at that again. She sets her 2014 personal best, but doesn't break the record she previously set.
You know, the last jump, I really felt, that I wanted to make it, and for the crowd, and, it was an important jump for me.
The event got high marks from kids watching.
I thought it was exciting because, you didn't know if they were going to make it or not.
Former World Youth Champion Ekaterina Stefanidi participated because a program like this caught her attention as a kid.
I remember seeing street vaults and being like, oh, I really want to compete in them. So I know it motivated me, so I really hope it motivates other kids too.
It seemed to work.
This inspires me to never be afraid to do something and also keep trying and never give up.
After the pole vault show, they turned Herald Square into a running track for kids. Children on Brooklyn's Pegasus track team got special coaching from Jamaican track star Johan Blake.
When I was like 19, I was the first youngster to win the World Championship. So I'm showing that, as a youngster, you can still make it. Nothing is too hard, and it's always being thinking positive.
The positive message the sponsors and athletes hoped to send got delivered.
I think it was cool, but I would definitely want to see something like this again.
Although the pole vaulting record wasn't broken here today, another goal was reached, and that's to inspire young athletes to pursue their sports and possibly become tomorrow's Olympians. Elizabeth Caholo, Brooklyn College News.
A robot makes a perfect free throw.
And we go one-on-one with actors Cal Penn and Alexis Bledel.
Stay tuned. Brooklyn College News will be right back.
Homemade noodles. Oh. Marty, stop it. It reminds me, maybe we should try a new form of birth control.
Bedsider.org has birth control information and a lot more. And it's...
What do you think, though?
Everybody has a dream. Mine was to see the ocean. And with a little help, I made it.
Hunger is not always easy to see. Look closer. It's here. One of these children will eat tonight at a soup kitchen. 2 of these commuters are struggling to afford food. Hunger is here. Thankfully, so are you. Join Food Bank for New York City. Donate, advocate, volunteer.
Don't assume it was left by accident. If you see something, say something.
He's not ready. All right. Movie. Sounds like
Slingshot.
Flying bird. It's definitely a romantic comedy.
Wait, my wing. No, you're drinking.
Shirt Man.
The Heart Attack sequel.
Going down.
Well, you can tell by the way I use my walk. I'm a woman's man. No time to talk. Music loud, women walk, being kicked around since I was born. It's all right. That's okay. And you may look the other way, but we can try to understand.
This ever happened to you? Harmless game of charades based on film titles turning into a sudden cardiac event? Bam! Shaklaki! No? What? Think you're better than me? Well, it happens, all right? It's a real-life situation! I got my daughters here, call 911, push hard and fast, okay? Focus! And yes, the beat of Staying Alive really works. Shama!
Disco can save lives. Yes, disco, huh? Check it out. What do you think? What? Dance party!
Accordion music is back. Many consider the accordion an old-fashioned instrument, but suddenly, it's cool again. Listen to this. When you take a seat in Bryant Park, the sounds of accordions from around the world makes everything old new again.
I'm in a Balkan brass band called Raya Brass Band, and so we were the featured band tonight because we have accordion in the band.
The Raya Brass Band combines the traditional music of the Balkans with New Orleans funk, a perfect example of the event's theme, everything old is new.
We had a New York Times article written about this event, and we were called as making accordion hip again. So we are focusing on the traditional uses of the accordion, but a lot of new musicians are using the accordion because it's portable.
The music got park-goers of all ages to move. Even total strangers got out of their seats to join in traditional Balkan dance.
Music has such an important role in life. You know, it brings people together, and then we all get to hang out, dance together. It creates community.
And the community of New York unites people from all over the world with those of us who were born here.
We're going into different communities and saying we have this accordion series, we're celebrating your culture, so please come join us.
Accordions Around the World is just one more event that makes New York so diverse. Reporting from Bryant Park, Christian Colon for Brooklyn College News.
The city is filled with great things to hear and see. A gallery on the Lower East Side features the work of an artist who uses his autism as a source of creativity. Ty Hampton stopped by.
People filled the small gallery to see work from artist Vito Bernardo and enjoyed it.
I love this because this is about freedom and it's about taking control of your own scenario and situation. And I always love and respect that.
31-year-old Vito Bernardo creates colorful abstract pieces. He's also autistic. This is Vito in a video he made. He was unable to make the show, but his mother came to represent him.
When he was around 18 or 19, I sent him for art therapy classes, and it was after that he really began to realize that he loved it and it helped him.
Gallery curator Robert Galinsky sees Vito's work as an example of outsider art.
I love people on the margins. I love people who are considered outside of the norm, and Vito is, in some respects, that. Also, I think his work is colorful.
Bernardo's exhibit titled Trucking with Vito was primarily shown in a van traveling around New York, Connecticut, and art festivals throughout the country.
When I saw the truck with the artwork in it, it was just like, wow, this is so unique.
Catch the Trucking with Vito truck all over New York City this summer. This is Ty Hampton in East Village, Brooklyn College News.
Brooklyn is a hotspot for movie making and a favorite set for TV shows. The latest indie film to get the city's Made in New York seal of approval had its headquarters on the Brooklyn College campus, and I got to visit. The independent film Outliving Emily shot in Ditmas Park, but because the cast and crew used Brooklyn College as its headquarters, I got to talk to actors Alexis Bledel and Cal Penn.
It's about a couple and sort of the whole span of their relationship, but it's in 6 different chapters.
Our director, who's somewhere sitting behind me, is wanted to cast those roles without regard for ethnicity or gender, so we all look completely different as the years go by in each different segment.
The 2 actors play the couple at the point when they're in their 30s, and the chemistry seems to work.
He's awesome. He's really fun to work with, and he does a great job, so it's been great.
I watched Alexis prepare for a scene set in the 60s. Her makeup, hair, and clothes match the spirit of the decade.
It's really fun. I love shooting period pieces.
It was a lot of fun, actually, to do that kind of research and talk to people and craft this whole world, this character who, doesn't know his iPhone.
Aside from the movie, producer Josh Sugarman has high praise for Brooklyn College.
Anytime we walk by a sign that says Brooklyn College, we think it's a great opportunity to come in and see if we could do something together.
And of course, the actors want us all to see the movie.
I really love it. I think it's a must-see.
The Staten Island Children's Museum wants to nurture kids' creativity and curiosity, so they moved the learning and fun outdoors for their 2nd annual Carnival and Science Spectacular. Ty Hampton checked it out.
I get to play with the robots and make a city.
Robots, wall climbing, shooting marshmallows. It's a perfect day for kids at the Staten Island Children's Museum.
It was really awesome.
The museum put active science on display outside for its Science Spectacular. The idea is to get kids to like science, math, and engineering.
It's our way of showing how an old-fashioned carnival and old-fashioned fun can also include science, technology, engineering, and math.
But kids found a lot of traditional fun too. Clowns wandered around and put on the show. Even Francis, a metal praying mantis, was there.
Everything you see behind me was put together by my students.
Students from Tynesville High School built a solar car. It's made of Kevlar and carbon fiber. Edwin was on the building team.
The solar panels on the car, just take it in. Some stores it into the battery, some actually powers the car. So like if the sun's not out, the batteries start to kick in and the car will go on.
It's very lightweight. It's aerodynamically designed. When and said it's all tuned up, you should hit 70 miles an hour, and we should have a 300-mile range.
Everyone at the fair thought getting kids interested in science at an early age is a good idea, and it seemed to work.
The experiments and when you do it.
Everyone had a blast at the Science Spectacular, adults and kids. Reporting from Staten Island, this is Ty Hampton, Brooklyn College News.
That's our newscast. I'm Kadita Sulla.
And I'm Christian Cologne. See you next time.